On this edition of Lexington Now, the Freedom Train, Matilda the Service Dog, and a new library branch. I'm Neil Noah, and welcome to Lexington Now for the week of March 18th, 2024. A new monument is coming to Lexington's East End, celebrating the significant role of Lewis and Harriet Hayden in the Underground Railroad. Here's more.
So again, welcome to the Lexington Freedom Train Artist Finalist presentations. We're thrilled you could join us, but before we get started, I want to offer a word of gratitude, please. Thank you first and foremost to all the supremely talented artist finalists. I-Chu Hopen, Norman Lee and David Wilson, Stephen White, and Basil Watson, and I just told Basil that I'm bound and determined to call him Basil Hayden. I want to recognize the Lexington's Freedom Train Committee as well. Larry Kiesel is our chair. Gary Bibbs, Yvonne Giles, Bill Harris, Vanessa Holden, Brian Jacobs, Diana Martin, Kamon Murrah, Mari Sparrow, myself, Jeanette Tesmer, Frank X. Walker, Mark Watkins, and Nathan Zamaron.
I just want to say briefly, we put out LexArts was approached by the committee to facilitate this artist selection process. We did put out a national call for art through callforentry.org. We had 97 artists from across the country apply. That was through qualifications. We were able to see their past works. And the committee selected down to these 4 artists that we're going to see tonight. So they each represent the highest level of art in their fields. And so we're very fortunate to have artists of this caliber create site-specific proposals for this project.
Simply put, Lexington's Freedom Train Project is a collaborative effort among members of the Lexington community to create a monument honoring an enslaved Lexington couple from the 1840s and to educate the community about their significant contributions to the Underground Railroad and to abolition. Across the country, communities are beginning to recognize and memorialize the cruel history of slavery and racism. Today, many choose to selectively forget or hide the past. We believe there can be no healing, no amends, unless we confront this ugly past head on. This project is an effort to tell the story of the Underground Railroad and to honor all former Lexington enslaved peoples. If you'll allow me, the mission of the project, this monument is an effort to memorialize our cruel history of slavery and to help us heal from it, to honor Lewis and Harriet Hayden, 2 of Lexington's enslaved who became famed abolitionists, to remember the stories of other enslaved persons in Lexington, and to commemorate their paths to freedom via Kentucky's Underground Railroad. There's quite a history here. For those who may not be aware, Lewis and Harriet Hayden were an enslaved couple who lived in Lexington, of course, and escaped via the Underground Railroad to Canada, returned to Massachusetts to join an abolitionist movement, and operated a station on the Underground Railroad in Boston to provide shelter for fleeing fugitives. Lewis Hayden was instrumental in forming the 1st Massachusetts Black Regiment in the Civil War and was later elected as the first Black statesman in the Massachusetts legislature. These 2 individuals, Lewis and Harriet, demonstrated courage and passion and made a profound impact in the pursuit of freedom, not just for themselves, but for thousands of enslaved people in the United States. In addition to memorializing the Haydens, this monument will also recognize the story of all enslaved Lexingtonians, each of whom have their own unique story, and many of which are yet to be told. Partnership on this project has been extremely critical. Lexington's Freedom Train is a LexArts project in collaboration with a large and diverse group of individuals. This monument will be located on the northeast corner of 4th and North Limestone Streets in front of the Lexington Traditional Magnet School. This location was selected by East End activist Sherry Maddock in her original idea to shed light on the East End and honor Lexington's enslaved, the Underground Railroad, and the Haydens. We've subsequently discovered that Lewis Hayden, while enslaved, lived in a house directly across the street from the school. This house still stands and is the Adam Rankin House. Now, there are two Adam Rankin houses in Lexington. One is the oldest in Lexington, which is up on North Mill. And Adam left that home and went to this home on North Limestone Street. And again, directly across the street from the school, which makes this location even more relevant. The committee's intent is for the unveiling of the monument to coincide with the upcoming 250th birthday of the founding of Lexington in 2025 and the 250th anniversary of the United States of America in 2026. So how can you get involved? Please pass the word. Word of mouth is the most important in a public art, in that public art land. Education about Lewis and Harriet Hayden's life, the Underground Railroad, and the role Lexington played during these moments in our history are little known, but provide many inspiring stories. Of course, you can contribute financially to the project by check. You can make those out to Lexington Freedom Train, and we have donor envelopes out back. You can also mail those to LexArts at 161 North Mill. And you make, of course, credit card gifts online at lexfreedomtrain.org. That's lexfreedomtrain.org. Or by completing the information on the donor envelopes in the community room.
Matilda is a service dog whose role it was to comfort the children served by CASA. Her retirement ceremony was held at City Hall.
We have some very special guests this evening. Lexington's court-appointed special advocate, CASA, for children's service dog, Matilda, and her handler, Liz Knopfsinger. And they're really the stars of the show. So after many years of service to the children of Kentucky, Matilda and Liz are retiring. For nearly 6 years, Matilda has been a calming influence on children, and you can see that right here, how she would be. Children who are navigating the family court system. She's attended court, home visits, family team meetings, hearings, and more. Places where she could help alleviate stress and provide comfort for CASA children and others. Her handler, Liz, has been by her side the entire time. Not only has she been a critical member of the CASA of Lexington team, Matilda's the only certified courthouse facility dog in the Commonwealth of Kentucky.
It's not often in a nonprofit that you have an employee dedicate over 10 years of their time to serve our community. And with Liz, we have been fortunate not only to have her first as an advocate herself, but then joining the team and spending over 10 years supervising and leading our volunteer advocates, including, I believe, Vice Mayor Wu. And they have served hundreds of children, and the team of Liz and Matilda have served some of our most egregious cases. With Liz's background in family counseling and therapy and the work that Matilda does, they have been quite the dynamic duo. And we cannot say thank you enough on behalf of the children and families that have benefited and are now in safe and permanent homes thanks to their work. So I would ask that all of you join us in thanking Liz and Matilda for their service before she officially takes this vest off for the last time, which means she's no longer a working dog, and she can now have treats and bones when that vest comes off for the last time. And Barry, Matilda's father, and I may or may not have already provided a few treats. But so thank you, Liz. Thank you, Matilda. And for anybody out there watching, know that there are still hundreds of children here in Fayette County waiting for CASA volunteers. We have a training class that is going to be starting up. It's not too late to reach out. The website is casaoflexington.org or call the office 859-246-4313. And you too can change a child's life for the better, and in some cases save a child's life. So we ask you to consider that role, and if that's not the role for you, we can find one for you. So reach out, and again, please join me in thanking Liz and Matilda for their service.
Now, as of today, Matilda and Liz are officially retired. So to signify that, I want to invite Liz to remove Matilda's vest.
Let's go. Let's go. Can we stand? Look, we got you stuck here.
Oh,
Matilda, release.
Matilda, this is about you. So whereas Matilda, a Labrador Golden Retriever mix, has served as Lexington's court-appointed special advocate for children service dog for nearly 6 years, and whereas Liz Knopfsinger, CASA's volunteer manager, is Matilda's handler, and has been with CASA of Lexington for over 10 years, and whereas Matilda and Liz are retiring together. And whereas during her tenure, Matilda attended court, home visits, family team meetings, hearings, and more, places where she could help alleviate stress and provide comfort for CASA children and others. And whereas Matilda has helped many children overcome traumatic life experiences by simply providing unconditional acceptance. That's what dogs do. And whereas Matilda knows up to 40 commands, including retrieving a tissue and putting her head on someone's lap. And whereas Matilda is the only certified courthouse facility dog in Kentucky, and with Liz has traveled to almost every county in our state. And whereas the city of Lexington thanks Matilda and Liz for their service and dedication to the children of Lexington and Kentucky, now therefore I, Linda Gorton, Mayor of Lexington, do hereby declare March 7th, 2024, Matilda Day in Lexington. There you go. Let's see, this is for you.
You like that too?
Lexington Public Library has opened its newest branch location, and we'll take you there after this.
Hello, I'm Lieutenant Chris Van Brackle with the Lexington Police Department Traffic Unit. Today we are talking about disability accessible parking and the aisles between those parking places. Accessible parking is a valuable and necessary resource for people with disabilities, and that includes the striped area next to accessible parking spots. These are access aisles, and it is illegal to park here even if you have an accessible parking permit. Police and Lex Park will write tickets when they see vehicles parked in an access aisle or parked in an accessible space without a placard, and the fine is $250. Know where and where not to park. Keep the access aisles clear. Thank you, and drive safe.
Welcome back to Lexington Now. Lexington Public Library's newest location, the Marksbury Family Branch, is now open, and it is a great addition to the Cardinal Valley neighborhood. We stopped by to take a tour of the new space.
My name is Heather Diefenbach, and I'm the Executive Director of the Lexington Public Library, and I'd like to welcome you to our new Marksbury Family Branch Library. We decided to build this library after doing a long-range facilities plan. And in the process of doing that plan, we did a lot of community engagement. We went out and talked to folks all over Lexington about how the library should grow, what should be our next step. And no matter where we went in this city, no matter where we went, everyone said that it should be what was the Village branch. That was our only branch that was in a strip mall. It was in no way comparable to our other facilities. And everyone felt very strongly that our next project should be to make the Village branch comparable to all of our other locations and to be able to give the Cardinal Valley community the same resources that we supplied to every other location in the city. And what I thought was really wonderful about that was that everyone agreed, no matter where we went in the community, nobody said, bring it to me, give us the resources. Everyone said, no, you need to take it to Cardinal Valley and build up that library and give that community the resources everyone else in the city has access to.
My name is Camilo Quintana. I am the adult librarian here at Marksbury Family Branch, and I've been here for around 14 years. We wanted to engage with the community in different ways and see how the community interact with the building. So at the first floor, you will find the Spanish collection for the adults and the children's and the new titles, as long as with the makerspace and classroom, so different areas that will interact with the community in the first floor. And the second floor is a little bit more of a library setting where you will find all our titles. We have more than 30,000 plus titles here in this building. And you will find different spaces like the teen area that have all the things to connect with them.
A lot of feedback went into the design of this building, both from the local community and from our experienced library staff. I think another piece of intentionality that went into this space is making sure that it belonged in the neighborhood and had a place in the neighborhood. We were very mindful of that. A lot of the people who come to this building walk. They walk from the neighborhood back behind the building. So we needed to make sure that the building was appealing and accessible, not just from the front for the drivers, but also for the people coming from the neighborhood from the back. So if you walk around and look at the back of the building, it's just as appealing coming from the back as a walker as it would be from the front with your car.
We always have that mighty spirit of connecting with this community here in Cardinal Valley in different languages and being the heart of access to information here. And now that we have this amazing building of 30,000 square feet, I cannot wait to see what the community starts doing, ideating here and inspiring all the new future generations, creating creativeness through all the different spaces that we have here right now. The way I see it is that people will interact with it on their own way, and the services that we give will start transforming in different things. So I'm excited to see how this white canvas sort of services provider will become a better building with the interaction of the community.
It's really our community coming together to build something wonderful. Someone once told me that you can see the pride a community has in itself in its library and in its library buildings. And I think you can see that Lexington has a lot of pride in our Cardinal Valley community by putting this library here.
The city is offering a series of composting workshops throughout the month of March. Seth Holbrook fills us in on the details.
I'm Seth Holbrook. I'm a program coordinator with Lexington's Division of Environmental Services. So composting is just the act of taking all kinds of different organic materials, typically your kitchen scraps and things like that, and gathering them and placing them in typically just a pile and letting them decompose in a very controlled manner, in a way that is much better for the environment than all of that material just being sent to the landfill, which is where it typically goes. So compost can be used in a lot of different ways. It typically can be applied directly to gardens. You can apply a few inches to the topsoil of any garden, whether that be a food garden or your flower beds or things like that. It can also be dug into your lawn. So a lot of people will plug aerate their lawn and then rake compost over it. And that can promote grass growth and all kinds of different things like that. And there are a few other little ways that it can be used here and there, but those are the two primary functions of it. So in March here, the city will have a few different composting workshops coming up. We have one coming up on March 9th, and that'll be here at the McConnell Springs Education Center. We have another one that'll happen on March 16th, and that will be at the Northside Library. And then we have a final one on March 24th. That will be the only one that's on a Sunday, but that one will be at the Northside Library as well. We hold these composting workshops in partner with Seedleaf, a community gardening organization here in town. And the goal is to really just encourage and educate people about home composting and how to start home composting. Lexington doesn't offer municipal composting services, so we really encourage people to take on composting at home. And so through partnering with Seedleaf, their executive director, Christine Smith, is very knowledgeable and able to give people a presentation on how to begin composting at home. These workshops are a wonderful, wonderful first-time experience in learning about composting. Christine makes it very easy for folks that have really no idea about what composting could even be. Makes it easy for them to understand what it is and how you can do it in your own backyard. Once you get the process down, it's really a simple thing. The cost for these workshops is completely free. It's open to all Fayette County residents. If you receive city waste service, workshops are unfortunately closed for registration right now. We have run out of space for them, though we do have a wait list open. So if you are interested in being waitlisted, you can email livegreenlex@gmail.com. Or we also have a few spaces open for the few non-service folks in town, those who do not receive city waste collection. Those spots are still open for, I think, just the final workshop though. So filling up quickly, but the wait list is open, and so we're able to take on more. So we're hoping that our new videotaped portion of the webpage will be up very soon, but they can also always reach out for specific materials from the Division of Environmental Services from Live Green. So they can reach out to S. Holbrook at lexingtonky.gov and gather information there, or from that /compost page. But the videotaped portion will hopefully cover everything from the workshop. So anybody who isn't able to sign up or anybody who missed out on it can go through and watch everything. Registration for the workshops can be found at lexingtonky.gov/compost, and there will be a little survey there right at the top of the page that will allow you to register for one of the workshops. If anybody is interested, we'd love to hear from you. You can either email me directly, like I said, at sholbrook@lexingtonky.gov. You can always give me a call at my office line. That's 859-280-8504, or you can always just reach out to the basic Live Green page. But we're excited to be hosting the workshops, and we hope to see you join us.
Lex TV has a few live meetings for you this week here and streaming on our website. And remember, you can find all the most accurate and up-to-date information on all city business at lexingtonky.gov. Here's this week's meeting coverage. That's all for now. As always, you can keep up with us on social media. Check out the latest traffic updates on X at LexRex, or catch our live traffic cams on lexingtonky.gov. For all of us at Lex TV, I'm Neil Noah. That's it for now.